Yo, what's good? What's going on, man? Salute to everybody tuning into the channel, man. I wanted to holler at y'all and give y'all my top 5 hip-hop albums of 2025. 2025 was, I would say, for underground, not even underground. I would say it was a tough year for mainstream. For mainstream, hip-hop, radio, whatever the case may be, it wasn't like it's been the past 5 or 10 years. You know what I'm saying? One of the major pillars I feel like that was dominating the airwaves kind of took a back seat. Drake, for the Kendrick Lamar battle. But it was a good year, man. Like a lot of the guys I say that wouldn't normally get the light that I feel that they normally would get, they definitely got it this year because people were searching, man. They were searching for that music, man. They were searching for that music, and I feel like a lot of the guys from the early 2000s, even some of the guys from the 90s, kind of resurged and really fed the streets. Really gave us some really fire, dope projects, man. So I definitely want to highlight those projects, and give you some honorable mentions. Maybe you didn't hear these albums. Check them out. These are just Acito's personal top 5 hip-hop albums of 2025. Number 5 is gonna go to Nas and DJ Premier for Light Years. I feel like even though this was a later fourth quarter release, I feel like this album can compete with a lot of the albums that came out in the first, second, and third quarter. From the rollout, the anticipation, the lyrical content, the concepts, it being a legend like Nas, a legend like DJ Premier. I feel like these two definitely knocked it out of the park. I also feel like this album is definitely going to stand the test of times going in this year of 2026. I feel like we're still going to be hearing certain songs from this particular project. Great job from Nas and DJ Premier. I got that as my number 5. Number 4, okay, I got Ghostface, Supreme Clientele 2. I feel like the street stopped. You know what I'm saying? When Ghostface was putting out them snippets, you know what I'm saying, with that first single, you know what I mean? And then when that album actually dropped, this was the talk for like a good month on social media. Like everybody was going crazy over this Supreme Clientele 2 project. I feel like Ghostface, he knocked this shit out of the park, bro. Not to mention, you know what I'm saying, the production on this shit is crazy fire. The features is fire. That joint with him and Nas is crazy. Ghostface is fire, bro. I know he was supposed to do a tour and it got canceled. I do believe they are going to be putting out the new tour dates for this actual tour for this album. But Supreme Clientele 2 is one of them ones, bro. It's definitely one of the best premiere albums from Ghostface Killah, my personal opinion. So I have that as my number 4. Number 3, Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, man, with Alfredo 2. I feel like this was another beautiful, laid out, anticipated project. I thought they did phenomenal with the rollout, the production, the lyricism from Freddie Gibbs, the shock value, you know what I'm saying? Him dissing people and, certain things transpiring leading up to the actual release. Even with all some of the, the negative press, it garnished people to put a light on this album. And I think even Alfredo actually was nominated for a Grammy. And I think Alfredo 2 is nominated. I'm not sure exactly. But, this is arguably one of Alchemist's best projects, you know what I'm saying, for 2025. Because he produced a lot of albums for a lot of numerous of people. But I do feel like, this is definitely a staple relationship between Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. This shouldn't stop here. They should go on to do plethora of other collaborations, you know what I'm saying? But this is definitely an album I feel like people are still going to revisit this year in 2026. Lot of records on here. Salute to Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, man, for an excellent album, Alfredo 2. Now, at number 2 for best hip hop album of 2025, I got Larry June and 2 Chainz with Life is Beautiful. I feel like this, me personally, this was a toss-up between number 1 and number 2. I feel like, man, this was an excellent album, man. Phenomenal album. Two Chainz and Larry knocked this out of the park from the visuals, the sequencing of the songs, the way the album made you feel good, the merchandise, man. The merchandise behind this was flawless. You know, it was flawless. These niggas had chest pieces, blankets. He had all types of stuff, bro. All types of stuff, man. And it was all super dope because it was all a collectible for like that specific moment. And I love this, bro. Even Life is Beautiful. I believe this is nominated for a Grammy as well. You know, it brought a smile to my face. You know, I live out here in North Carolina. And I remember it was like maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. I turned on the radio and I heard Larry June, Life is Beautiful. She made me smile, man. And then later on that day, around 6 o'clock, I heard the same song again, bro. So this was a big, big moment for Larry June. You know, 2 Chainz has had a lot of commercial success. He's had a lot of platinum hits. So this ain't nothing new for him. But to bring that world to Larry and shine that light to Larry, I feel like this was a super duper alley-oop. And they knocked it out of the park. And another album, you know, produced by the Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? Like, might have to do a discussion about producer of the year. You know what I'm saying? But Life is Beautiful, definitely an album I still revisit to this day, to this moment. I still revisit a lot of songs from this particular project, man. Salute to Larry and 2 Chainz, man, coming in at number 2. Coming in at number 1. This to me personally, no debate. No debate. No debate. No debate. The Clipse, Let God Sort Them Out, man. Hands down, these niggas deserve a Grammy for this album. This was the best hip-hop album I've heard in years. In years, especially coming from a duo. Pharrell, you knocked this shit out of the park. The rollout. Let me talk about the rollout. These guys did something that a lot of people don't do in this time of the music industry, but I do feel like with them doing that and showing how successful it can be done properly, I feel like a lot of people are starting to fall into that footsteps of touching, you know, all the urban media, not only just the top media, but the urban media, the podcast, the bloggers, you know what I'm saying, like the various platforms, whether you got 10,000 followers or 2 million followers. They were touching all of these platforms, doing freestyles, really engaging with the interviewer, making it feel like an organic interview or conversation. You know, they actually did their homework on the person that was doing the interview. I felt like that was a big pillar and a big piece to why I feel like the anticipation and the rollout was successful. And not to mention the music was just good, bro. The music. Malice 50 years old rapping on there like he trying to get a record deal, bro. Like he 20 stuck in a project trying to get a record deal. That was impressive to me, man. So this is why I have them as number 1. You know, I can go a list of numerous things, but I feel like that right there is the reason why the Clipse, Let God Sort Them Out, is the number 1 hip-hop album of 2025. Now, I got some honorable mentions. I got Raekwon, The Emperor's New Clothes. I feel like that was a great album. That could easily be in the top 10 of albums of the year. Mobb Deep, Infamy. I thought that was another great, you know, project. Rest in peace to Prodigy. Larry June, Until the Night Comes. You know, executive produced by Carter Got Wings. I thought that was a banger. Great album. Currency 830. If y'all ain't familiar, Currency was actually releasing a series where he was releasing a project every single month. And I feel like out of that particular series, he released some other albums, but I feel like out of that particular series, 830, I feel like was the best album. I still play songs from that particular project. Y'all need to check that out. 830 by Currency. Fire. But that's my top 5, man, and honorable mentions of 2025. Please put in the comment section, man, what was y'all top 5s albums for 2025. Let me know. I don't care if they're brand new artists, underground artists. This is your personal top 5. So y'all may put me on to some artists that I'm not familiar with, or artists I am familiar with, albums that I just didn't get around to listening to. So I'm curious to hear from y'all. Let me know in the comment section, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. We trying to get this channel monetized, so share with your friends. I appreciate it, man. It's your boy Acito. Oh, y'all can follow me at Ace is Working on Instagram and Twitter. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.